All right, we are live. Welcome back and or welcome in, you guys. Oh, goodness. We're getting so stinking close. Let me see what's actually left here. What I have to do is I have to start ticking off the areas that are done, more or less. So I think this area is pretty close. I think this one... I do want to keep adding more details to it, but I think, as of now, I think this is fairly close to being done, this part of the world itself. The city, I am close. I do need some foliage on the beach. And then I was thinking about adding, like, a couple lots over here to make some kind of, like, boardwalk, maybe. Let's see. So this is the main city area. We got some space to work with. Maybe, like, 2 narrow lots over here, roughly in line with this. I think that's my game plan, you guys. Let me get chat open. Alright, and I think it's this one. So we could do 30 across. I could almost do like 2 30 by 30s, but maybe... What do I do here? Oh, because there's this weird moment in the middle. I could center the lot. Let me see. Let me think this through, you guys. Let me think. Let me see over here. Yeah, because I want this over here. Let's see. So 3, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 44. That's weird. That's such a weird lot size. 44. 9. 50. I could do 50. 50 by 20. 50 by 25. Let me see. Make sure there's no... Oh, yeah, that works out pretty well. The problem is, I don't know if it's going to center correctly. Let's see. So... oh! Did it work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5. Okay, perfect. All right. Look at that. So there's one lot. Cool. I could technically put like 2 smaller lots next to it. It could be fun to have like a playground and then maybe like a small park. I feel like I'm jamming up the beach, but I don't know, you guys. Let me see. Originally, I was also going to put walls here. I was going to put walls, like those sea walls that they have in the game. Not sea walls, but they're like gray walls with an ocean decal going through. But I don't know if I want them. Maybe on the edge over here. Maybe that could work. Let me see. I have no idea what they're called, though. No idea what they're called, you guys. They are in the base game, though. So if you had no expansion packs, you would be able to use them. Oh, they're called, I think, just wall, stone, and stone post. So I think we're good there. It is... this. No, are they see-through? Oh, they're see-through, but I mean, if I put posts, you won't be able to see that they're like that. I really hate that the game does that, though, because it makes it very hard to place, but I think we'll be okay. We need this at, I think, 90 degrees. Yeah, we can make it work. I mean, because even that's hollow, so... You can't win, you guys. You can't win. But I mean... If I sneak it in there... Oh. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this a little bit... free-handed, if you will, like this. And then the post... Let's see. So that's correct. Let's see. Let's see what the values are. It's the X position. Okay. All right. Oh. What? .1805. 808.1805. There we go. Oh, hey, Tiana, welcome in. I'm doing good. I'm really busy. It's been such a busy month, funny enough, but at least class is over, so I'm happy about that. I have some time to rest. But yes, I am here, and you. Welcome in, Hezekiah, over on YouTube. I'm trying to get through this. I worked, see, so you guys, I worked on this off stream because I want to make some progress. The island was left the same. This was left the same. This mountain was left the same. What I did do is I actually removed the lake. There was this little like pond over here, but I don't know, for some reason I just didn't think it was necessary. And I just extended a lot of the mountain going down. I did add this. I really enjoyed this, you guys. I don't think you guys saw this. I brought in the covered bridge from the Supernatural pack to lead into the Supernatural world. This area got a lot of changes. It did receive a lot of changes. So there's the covered bridge now. There is the beach. There is a little bit of a river that goes through here now. And then when I go back... This is the beach. I actually simplified the beach. Yeah, Hezekiah, yeah. I did want to make more progress because I was working on this for at least another like 4 hours off stream, so I tried to get a lot done. There's kind of like a lost beach over here where the pier has kind of like fallen apart. We still have like the little cave over here. I might add like a few rocks and stuff, but... Yeah, it used to have little islands in the back, but I don't know. I didn't really like how they were looking. They're kind of distracting, so I got rid of them. So there's that. And then let me see what else we did. I think that was mainly it. The beach was also made off stream, but it was done like not on the last stream, but off stream before the last stream, if that makes any sense. So a lot of this beach was done. So yeah, the main changes were all of this area. Extending the mountain, getting rid of the river. I added a few lots over here as well. And then just simplifying the beach area. This area is almost done. I have to add in some of the little bushes and just kind of finesse the landscaping a little bit. But this area is pretty much done. Thankfully, the farmland. Oh, I swapped out the bridge. We went with a more rusty option from Supernatural, so this area is pretty much done. I did add in some watchtowers as well. I had to kind of cover this area up. It was really hard to work with, you guys, but I think this is fairly close. I might add like a few rocks or something. I know we had... I hate these walls, you guys. These walls have gaps in them, so I had to put the watchtowers here, so... That's the only way I could fix it. We still have the hole over here, too. Which just really bothers me, but Maybe I'll put something else over there. We'll see. It's not a huge deal. This side doesn't have it, as you can see. I don't know why the Sims did that. They should have just made it a solid shape. But yeah, I thought of putting something there. But I think it's really close. I think I'm missing lights, though. Oh yeah, I added lights to the city. So if I do this, the full city should now be lit up. So we have that. The island's also lit up over here. We do need more lights over here, though. I actually kind of like it dark, funny enough. That's cool. So maybe I'll leave it like that, but I'll bring more lights maybe over here. It's close. It's getting close. I like the abandoned mill over here, though. This area I did enjoy a lot more, like once I fixed it. I might try to make this a dock, but that'll do like in-game. Which I hope we can do. I don't know if I can add a port. Let me see. Hold on, you guys. I hope so. I don't know if I have to make them in Create a World. Port lot? I think I can make one now. I think I can do it. Additionally, one can save any of the pre-made ports to the neighborhood bin via edit mode and then place them on lots in other worlds. So it looks like I can do it. I don't know. Tiana, do you need to do a lot of math? Not really, no. What I look for, though, is I do have to use a lot of the values over here. So it's more of like, as opposed to doing math, it's more about like keeping the values consistent. So for example, like when I'm building this, you can see how the position X is where that column or the pillar is aligning. So if I add another one, for example, I'll do one over here. I have to match the X position of the wall, which is 808.1805. So I just select the object and just make sure those values are the same. Sometimes you might have to do a little bit of planning. Like, so for the city, for example, I was mapping out, I think these are 30 by 40s. And then I'm just utilizing the grid to ensure that the spacing is consistent. So it's really more about like keeping certain numbers and spacing in mind. Sometimes you could do some math though. Like you could like add the lots together if you're, you know, making sure they lock in correctly. But no, it's more about keeping certain numbers consistent. So it's not too bad. Yeah, so going across, I just have to keep repeating this process of doing this. The angles also have to be consistent. It's kind of hard to remember which one is which, but it does get easier. So see, like, position over here, 1805, and then we just keep locking them in. So it's not too bad. Tiana, I would love to see you make a world someday. That would be so cool. Or I don't know if you wanted to use this world, maybe. Here's the thing, you guys. I did make a little bit of an update. Let me go back to my streaming over here. I did make a little bit of an update. It's kind of more of a mental note. But what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to release this as a 4-pack world first. But then, for my own gameplay, I'm going to try to get, likely, the remainder of the expansion packs. If not all of them, what I do want to add to this world beyond the 4 packs is Showtime. I want to add in Showtime, World Adventures, Pets, and Discover University. So it's going to be... it would take you 50 years. No, like for real, like it does take a long time. It really does. And I'm very into getting like all the details right. So, oh my gosh. Let me do this first. I'm really into getting all the details right. So it's really taking me a lot of time just to get the shell done. I mean, look at this process. This is a very tedious process as it is. But yeah, so if you guys do want this world, it will ship out with only 4 packs. So that's Late Night, Ambitions, Island Paradise, and Supernatural. Those are like the packs that I thought were the most important to the world for sure. And then for my own gameplay, and if you guys do want to get the other packs, this world will have Pets, World Adventures, Showtime, and then Discover University. Hey, Alethea, welcome in. So Alethea, I was just telling everybody, if at any point, if you do want to play in this world, it will ship out with only 4 packs. So I think you already got Ambitions and Late Night, I think. This world will only have Ambitions, Late Night, Supernatural, and then Island Paradise. But for my gameplay and for like the more deluxe version of this world, it will also have Pets, World Adventures, University Life, or Discover University rather, I think. Which one is it? Crap, which one is it? Oh, hey Raven, welcome in. Oh yes, right on. It'll have the University pack, and then we'll also have Showtime. So Showtime, University, Pets, and then World Adventures. So the deluxe version of this world, for like the way I want to build it, will have 8 packs, but the regular version of it will only have 4. Thankfully though, like if you guys did want like the deluxe version of this world, the packs are really cheap, especially if you play on PC, which I think at this point, yeah, you would need to play on PC or Mac. A lot of these expansion packs are only $5, you guys. And I assure you that, like, for those $5, you will get so much more worth out of that expansion pack for The Sims 3 versus a majority of the Sims 4 expansion packs. So they're really cheap. Like, you can literally spend $40 and have 8 expansion packs, and, like, 8 really, really good expansion packs. You don't even need stuff packs in this game, honestly. So, yeah. Oh, snap. I don't know what I did. I rotated something. CJ, welcome in, CJ. University Life. Okay, yeah, it's so confusing. Like, a lot of the one thing I always mess up is, like, Moonlight Falls, Midnight Hollow, and then Forgotten Hollow. It's so confusing. I don't even remember which one's which. I think Forgotten Hollow is the vampire world in Sims 4, and then Midnight Hollow is the gothic Sims 3 world with the toys and stuff. And then Moonlight Falls, that's the Sims 3 supernatural world. It's very confusing though. But yes, I'm going to piece this together, you guys. Let me see. So CJ, if you ever get to like tour this world, I think I will give you like the full version, like with all the 8 packs that I want to use, because there's a lot of stuff that I do want to put in this world, because I do want to include like areas for pets. I did want like some kind of equestrian center. I did like a lot of the lot types that came with University as well. So we have like Java huts, we have like Rebel hangouts, arcades. Oh, comic book stores. Of course, with Showtime, you get all the venues. I wanted Blah. I want to do like small and medium-sized venue lots so you can see like Simmers or Sims perform. And then with World Adventures, I do want to bring in more of like the cultural influences. Maybe build like a martial arts area, a nectary in the farmland, and then also include a Chinese garden somewhere. So yeah, that will make my life complete. You know, I like the world as is with the 4 packs, but I really want to go all the way because I love Sims 3. So that's what I plan to do. So hopefully we'll get there. And CJ says, yes, yeah, I know, right? That's my goal for the summer before I go back to teaching. I want to get this done, you guys. We have a lot of really cool families. We got families coming in from TV shows, movies, cartoons, even video games. You're going to see a lot of like characters almost like, I almost want to say reincarnated because they're a little different than, of course, like their true selves. But you'll have some Disney characters in there. You'll have likely some versions of like DC and Marvel characters, some Pixar characters, maybe some Hayao Miyazaki characters in there. Characters from like actual like live action TV shows and movies. But they will have different names. Some of their stories will change a little bit, but if you know the show or the movie, you will likely be like, oh, wait a minute, that's that character, you know? So I'm excited for that. Yeah, so far I have a family that is referencing Pixar. I have a family from a Disney channel. I'm going to have a couple Disney Channel households. Let's see. I definitely have some from older movies, like from the 90s that are going to be in there. Definitely some characters from animated shows that are really popular that are going to have little guest appearances in here. So I'm excited. And video games too, for sure. So that'll be a lot of fun. We'll have like supernatural Sims, definitely some criminals, a lot of people that will also have like love triangles, people that are really trying to like go big with their career, like trying to make it big, become famous. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I think in this playthrough though, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to turn off aging, but then at certain moments I will age up the characters because I'm going to work so hard to make all these very specific characters. I don't want them to just like age up and die. You know what I mean? So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to end up like aging the characters like manually or something along those lines, you know? But I am excited, you guys. Ooh. Oh my goodness, CJ, I don't know if you're still here. I don't know what this world was. And I don't know if you've ever reviewed it. It was a very old world, but it was one of the only worlds that my computer could actually run back then because I had a very basic Toshiba. It was like 2 gigabytes of RAM, no video card. There was this one little island world, and I don't remember what it was called, but it was done with just base game. It had like a central area, and then like you would drive to like the edges of the beach on either side to access the other lots. It was a pretty nice world, but it was very small, and it was made for people like me where we couldn't run the game in a bigger world. I'm wondering if that rings a bell. So it's a very small island world. It's made with base game, and the whole structure of the world is just a central area with a city. I think there are like hills that rise up on the sides, and then you would have to drive around to access like the beach where the other houses were. I can't remember what it was called. I remember Everything Island. Llama Key? Let me see. And it was base game. It came out a long time ago. Oh, you have a video for it. I don't think it was this world. Let me see. because it only had base game. No, I mean, it does fit the description though. It does fit the description, but the world that I played, it had like a mountain. It was almost like the main city was surrounded by like more of a hill or mountain, and then you'd have to drive around. You would have to like drive around the mountain, like around the mountain range, and then there'd be like strips of beach where there were lots of houses. But I can't remember what the world was. Metza? I don't think so. Let me see. It's a really old world though. The perfect base game world. Ooh. Wait. Hold on, what is this? No, it wasn't that. It's a nice world though, but it's not that. Oh man. I think it used to be on the exchange. Yeah, I don't know what it is either. It was very, I mean, I was very happy. Oh, wait. Hold on. I think I got it. Let me see. I hope I'm remembering the structure of the world right. Let me see. Is it this? Oh my god, the memories. The memories, you guys. I have not played in this world in so long. Let me see. I think it's this world. Let me see. Yeah, it is. It's Cornucopia. It is Cornucopia, you guys. And the world, funny enough, it's still fairly big. It's still fairly, yeah, so there is like a central area with mountains, and then you have to drive around the mountain ranges. That's the world I used to play in. Oh, you know the world. Okay. Yeah, so... Oh, so let me see. Most downloads ever on the exchange. Oh, okay. It's one of the most popular worlds. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, I think people liked it because the world was definitely more lightweight. Originally, I think it was only base game only, but I think they may have like upgraded it. The only thing that I'm not like looking back at the world, like one thing I'm not like the biggest fan of, and it's no fault of the creator. I just like I like a world that's a little bit more like dense. This one's very, very spaced out, and I think they did it that way so that it would really improve the performance of your game. Because if you have like, oh, take care CJ, thanks for popping on in. Hey Kitty, welcome in. Kitty, I'm talking about a world I used to play in with The Sims 3 called Cornucopia, and you guys can like check it out on your own time. But yes, take care CJ, have a good stream. This world was one of the only worlds that I could use on my old laptop, and it was a beach. It was a beach town. You had like two mountains in the middle. You had like all of the like downtown area in the center, and then you'd have these long strips of beach on the side. So what you'd have to do is like drive away from the city. You would drive around the mountains, and then you have like long strips of beach. So that was a world that I used to play in a lot originally. And then the one I played in after was Everything Island by Ruthless_KK. But yeah, I had a little bit of like nostalgia looking at it, I guess, because I'm like, oh wow, like it's been so long since I played that world. Like it's not like the world I would definitely play in now. I think Everything Island still stands the test of time as my favorite world ever for The Sims 3, because it literally has everything. This is actually inspired by Everything Island, because Everything Island had a city. It had a city area, it had farmland, it had more of like a rundown like swamp area. It did have areas that were also nestled away, kind of like my Supernatural area. And I think there were some mountain homes as well. So it did have a little bit of everything. A beach town, obviously. Those were the good old days, you guys. Oh my goodness. I don't even know when I used to play in that world. That was like high school or something. It's so long ago. But I was like, no, I have to make my own. I need control, you guys. I want to make my own. I'm definitely that person, you guys. Like, if there's something I can make myself, I will definitely do it. So, especially things like stuff like this, or like, especially cooking. Like, let me do it myself. One thing I will never do myself, though, for sure, anything car repair related. I'm the worst person for that. I don't have good like mechanical skills at all for fixing things or building. But especially mechanical. Oh God, no. I would never trust myself with that. People are like, learn how to change a tire. I'm like, yeah, see, I could learn it, but I don't trust myself to do it properly. I'm not gonna get myself, you know, in danger on the road. But honestly, I'm not ashamed, you guys, because it's one of those things where it's like, I'd rather trust in somebody who knows how to do something that I'm very not comfortable doing, rather than try to do it myself and then, you know, make matters worse. So that's totally fine. I accept my limits. Right now, though, I'm just putting in a little beach wall, though. So I think... Let me see. This is a little weird because it starts over here. I might pad in a little bit of grass. But it looks pretty safe, at least. I have to cover up this stupid little gap that EA made with this object. I don't really know why they made it hollow. I think maybe to cut down the rendering time, but it makes it harder to build because every time you lay down one of these retaining walls, if you look at the side, there's like a big hole. So I'm like, that shouldn't be there. So this is like my little workaround, but I think it's looking good so far. I might leave a little bit of space. I'm not sure. I think I'll probably add some wall over here too. But yeah, I felt like I at least needed this wall. It kind of blocks it in nicely. This area, I guess I could do it. Let me see. Let me change the time of day. It's very... There we go. So I got that down. I could add another lot. Hey Mo, welcome in over on Twitch. Yeah, we need some wall over here. Let's see. Oop. I could almost do this. Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this, you guys. So I'll do it vertically, and then I'll continue it this way. And hopefully it'll do the trick. Oh. Okay. I really hope I can build soon, you guys, though. I'm trying to get through it. Like, I have, like, work and stuff, and I'm like, I want to get this done. I'll get there someday. I'm going to make a promise, you guys, okay? You're going to hold me accountable. I promise you that by next week, we're definitely going to start building. We're definitely going to start building this world for sure next week. I think at most... Because I don't know what my weekend plans are just yet. I do have a lot of work to get through, but definitely there's not a lot of time left to finish the world. It's more of just making some tweaks, fixing some of the foliage in some areas, fixing some of the terrain sculpting. The terrain sculpting, unfortunately, guys, because I was so bad with using the tool that I would get portions of the city complete. But because it was so long ago and I wasn't very experienced with the tool, I'm having to kind of go back and correct what I did before. So the beach in the supernatural area was looking really rough. It looked very digital and very warped everywhere. So I actually just removed a large portion of it. And then other areas like this area over here, I just manually did that, I think on the last stream or the stream before. So that's what's making it kind of take longer, but we're getting there. So I could do a little wall like this. I'm trying to think, you guys, because I could do like another lot over here. I'm really trying to give like players freedom, because if I put a lot of walls here, there's not like a way to put a nice clean lot over there. Let me see. So let's see, 1920. Because I could do something like this, for example, and then have one more over here. Let's see. Ooh, it's on the road. No? There. So this is what I was thinking. I just have to enclose this a little bit more. Oh, that's too bad. It almost reaches it, but it's a little bit off. That's okay. Even this side could have another. I'm like squeezing in all the lots everywhere, you guys. You get a lot. You get a lot. Everybody gets a lot. But I do like the symmetry of it over here, so maybe I'll leave it. What I might actually do, though, is make an opening to the beach. So I will put something over here. Let's do a post right there. Why does that look so off, you guys? I think because it is off. Is it overlap? No, it doesn't. Oh, this is why. There we go. So let me see. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see how far this goes. Let me see how far this goes. I don't know if it's gonna... It's probably not gonna pan out like perfectly, but it's okay. Try to get it as close as possible. 5, and then we'll do... Yeah, let's see. I can make openings, so it's not a big deal. 5. Okay. I'm gonna get like in the groove, you guys, because there's a lot of this world building that gets pretty tedious. My heart can't take it anymore. Okay, so right about here, and then what I think I'm gonna do... What I think I'm gonna do now is create those openings, so... That's fine, I don't think we need an opening there. This one's a little close to this lot, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. But I think what I can do is make an opening to the beach over here. Let me see. Some walls, maybe right here, you guys. I do like that. A little entryway to the beach. Yeah, that should be good. And I'll do like maybe... Ooh, look at that, you guys. Okay, I like that. Maybe I can put like the... Oh, You guys, I don't know what this is called, but I see them everywhere. Let me know if you guys know the proper name for this. So you know how there are like these usually like... They're usually concrete or metal stoppers that prevent cars from driving onto pedestrian areas. Do you guys know what those are called? They're usually like literal concrete or like cement looking blocks or little pillars. Sometimes they're just like metal. They're almost shaped like very narrow, like fire hydrants almost. I don't know what they're called. I've used them all the time in The Sims 4 as well, and I don't know what they're called. I just call them like the car stoppers. I have no idea what they're called, you guys. Anybody want to look it up? Let me see. I know I have some in bollards. So there's an object called cylindrical bollards. I guess that's what that is. What a weird name. I mean, you know, I could just do this, you guys. Let me see. I could either just use a post, or I can actually use the real object. It's this. Which, I guess that kind of works. I don't really mind that. It kind of sits flush on the edges, which is a little odd, but I don't think it's that bad. Oops. I think I'll inset them just a little bit. There we go. They're called... Oh my god. Bollards? It almost looks like billards, like shooting pool, but bollards, cylindrical bollards. Interesting. Okay. You learn something new every day, you guys. This I think I'll leave as is because there's not really like a lot of area to get into over there. So I think I'll leave that as is. I think what I do want, though, is like a small path leading to the beach. I'll probably add some palm trees over here in this area. I do like these lots as well, so we'll leave that. I mean, there's still a lot of beach that your Sims can use here, so I'm not worried about the lots taking up too much space. Okay. Now, let's do terrain, and we'll get that sand texture. Alright. Ooh, this is huge. Okay. Maybe I can do this. I'm really gonna catch you off. Yeah, I kind of want more sand everywhere. I don't like how it's kind of currently so... I don't even know what the words are. Tiana says, you got this, Townie. This world will look so good. Thank you, Tiana. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do like how this is coming out. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm going to have it kind of snake through the trees a little bit to get to the beach. Yeah, I mean, that works. I'm gonna move the trees, though. The trees are, like, very arbitrary at the moment. I'll make it spill out a little bit over here. So that works. Maybe I should add one over here. What do you guys think? It's just so small of a wall that I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it to create a pathway. I think it makes more sense over here. Especially because some of these lots will be kind of like a pass-through lot, if that makes sense. Like you're able to just walk through it to get to the beach. I did like how in Sunset Valley there are like pockets of sand that go up like this, where it's a little bit more hodgepodge. I do like that. Because in theory, like, the wind blows. The wind blows the sand everywhere. It's not like a perfect transition to grass. Something like this. Ooh, yeah, I like that better. Tiana says, yeah, I would. Oh, you mean like make a little entrance? Let me see. I could do it with maybe this. What do we think? I think the lots are... I like the placement of the lots. Ooh, yeah, the beach is looking better. I do like the sand more. So, yeah, we could... Let me see. It's just really tight. But maybe over here... Maybe like right here, entering. The other thing too is, oh nope, the terrain's actually flat. Okay, so we could put it. Let me see. I'm definitely gonna add some foliage to make it a little bit more intentional. So we can do this. Yeah, I'm thinking we could do a wall like this. Oh, that's very satisfying. I don't have to move anything. It just locks in place. And then do this. That could be our entrance. I'll just put some bushes over here or something. Yeah, at least there's a clean way to get in over there. That's definitely more of the larger entrance, especially if you're coming from here, anywhere back in this area of the world, the farm or over here. You probably go down in this area. Ooh, this could be a parking lot, or like partially a parking lot, and then we have the beach there. Okay. Ooh, it's coming together, you guys. We'll probably do a venue over here, like some little performance venue. I think that'd be really cool by the beach. So there's that. Yeah, so we'll do something like this. Bring back a little bit of the grass. Something like that. I think that works. I'll do little pockets of sand over there. Ooh, that's weird. There's a lot of grass over here for some reason. Oh, wait a second. It's this. It's the lighter sand. Okay, I was like, why does it look so different? Try and undo. Yeah, I think that's working better, you guys. Ooh, yeah, I like that. I like that the sand feels more organic this time. I think I do like the dirtier looking sand over here though, because it's still transitioning from the grassier area. So let me try to like carefully pop the sun in. Same thing over here. You wanna try not to. All right. Ooh, yeah. Okay, there we go. Make it a little bit more solid, you guys. Okay. That looks pretty good, and we'll go with the lighter sand to kind of blend this area in. It's a lot of clicking. This poor mouse is like... Okay, and then we'll do this. Let me just clean this up. Thinking about you, I'm trying not to. All right. There we go. Okay, this beach is looking a lot better. The only other thing that I'm a little bit like, I don't know, is the shape of the beach weird? Like this area, this curve, maybe I'm looking at it too much. I feel like it should be a little bit more organic. Let me see. I'm gonna try to like sample this area. This may not work out, you guys. It's like, stop, you're making it worse. Okay, no, I don't mind that though. Oh, hey, Christine Simmer. I never knew you could do that on the water. Oh, with the terrain sculpting? Yeah, you can do quite a bit. We do have some water over here. Let me see. Okay, that's better. Let me see. This area. I mean, it's probably just me obsessing with it. Yes, but I'm not a good builder. Oh, do you play Sims 3? Sims 4? Sims 2? Have you tried making your own world before? That is cool. Oh, thank you. Or maybe thank you to the EA team for that feature. Yeah, you can sculpt on the water. You can kind of change the terrain. You can make it like elevate above the water. Trying to make this taper a little bit. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. I'm not gonna like... I'm just gonna smooth it out just a little bit, but I think that's pretty much fine. I'm fine with it not being like a wildly strange shape. The mountains over here are not too bad. I think I want to fix some of the shaping a little bit, but I mean, I do like that. It looks really nice, like, if you look at it like this. I like looking at things, you guys, like, from the Sims point of view. You know what I mean? Because realistically, this is what it looks like. We get clear sky. Oh! Oh my gosh, what is this view, you guys? This is apocalyptic. For me, I mostly play Sims 4, but I've played all versions over several years. Oh, okay. Interesting. This view is something else, you guys. Let me see. Oh. It's like different kinds of cloudiness. What is this, though? What is this? It's pretty cool, but it looks kind of scary. One thing that it's showing me, though, right? Yeah, it's like a very this is like the sunset you have in the summertime when it's really, really hot, and they say that usually like an orange sky, especially like if it appears at night, I think it's something like there's a higher chance of like summer rain coming, like a thunderstorm, maybe something like that. This is the one thing, you guys, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna make it a valley anyways, just in case something goes wrong over here. Oh, crap. This is so close to the edge. Okay, hold on. The chemistry. The angry sunset. Yeah, I need to fix this, you guys, because look at how close this is to the edge. I don't even know if like houseboats can go around this, honestly. Been like that here in Texas past couple of days, so summer is here for us. Yeah, for sure. I live in Florida, and we do have like sunsets like this, or it's super vibrant. Not a lot, but it does happen. Make sure there are no bumps over here. Every inch of you. Yeah, I gotta make sure this is all cleaned up, you guys. It's the evil sunset. This is when the zombie apocalypse happens. I love it. Alright. Yeah, we're riding close to the edge, but I'm just trying to make sure that we don't have any little blips where the terrain pops up. It looks like Mars, yeah. Is there life on Mars? Yeah, it's surprisingly easy to see where there are mistakes in the terrain sculpting on my part. So I'm using it to kind of detect those areas. This is close as well, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm a little concerned, you guys, because I don't know if houseboats can move around here. Because I did cut it close to the edge in a lot of these areas. Let me see if somebody made a post about that. Can houseboats travel beyond the edge of the world? Oof, I don't know. They're not really giving me a clear answer, so I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. It may not work. I mean, you could still live on a houseboat, but it might be a little bit like restricted of like where it could go. If it just gave a little bit of wiggle room, it could do it. Let me see something, you guys. Let's try to see if I can make the world bigger while I'm in here. I don't think so, though. So I guess what I'm gonna have to do, you guys, is I'll have to test this world out. I don't know. Which it's just too bad. I did want like houseboats. I just don't know if Sims can go like over here. Obviously they can't walk over here, but yeah. I'm not sure. They can definitely like boat around though. Like on a jet ski. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure they can swim around the world too. All hope is not lost. Maybe it's just a little bit. Christine says, where does this create a world come from? Is that on the game itself? It is a separate application, a separate program. It's called the Sims 3 Create a World Tool Beta, and it does still exist for you to download. Oh, welcome in. Welcome in, Gloopy. I'm doing good. I'm glad you're doing good as well. I was listening to Shrill Sims 3 about the God family in The Sims 3. Is it like a lore kind of thing? Yeah, so let's see. Yep, it is right here if you're interested. I'll give you the link. If you guys are ever interested in making your own world, that is the link for it. It's a learning process. It's a learning process, I'll say that. It's taking me a long time because this is my first world, which I think is pretty good. I think it's pretty good for being my first world. Let me just get rid of the crazy clouds for a second. I think it looks pretty nice, but I've been working on this for several months. I'm sure somebody who's made like Sims 3 worlds can probably knock this out in maybe like a week or two and not several months. Yes, you're very welcome, Christine. I have figured out a lot of the tools though. So obviously I know how to create terrain. I know how to lay out roads, connect roads. I know how to connect bridges. I've learned how to manage the clustering system of the trees and how to like move and edit those individually. Yeah, I love this stuff. Like I use these similar tools a lot in Photoshop, so I'm very familiar with like the brushes and the opacity, fall off, they're not hard. I mean, anybody can figure these out, but I'm just very used to using them in my day job, so that came pretty naturally. The terrain sculpting to make it realistic though, I will say it's difficult. It's not, I don't have like an easy solution for you. normally what I do to make a lot of the hills and mountains is I use the actual mountain modifier, and then I'll use like smooth gentle to kind of like taper down some of those harder edges. Oh yes, no problem, Raven. Yes, you want to create your medieval world, right? I would love that. The only problem, Raven, is you might need a mod, because like you're gonna be living in like Ren Fair times, and then your sim is gonna like pop up with an iPhone. Like the Sims usually break immersion like that. It's worse though in Sims 4. If you're trying to do like historical gameplay in Sims 4, like your Sims constantly take out their phones. I think more so than in Sims 3. So it's easier to do like fantasy or historical gameplay in Sims 3 because of how much less that occurs with their phone usage. So I guess just something to keep in mind. Yeah, so I use smooth gentle to like taper that out. Let me see. There's a few little areas I don't like, but I do like to keep a little bit of that jaggedness. Yeah, so we might get stuck with some houseboats, but you could still dock it and move it around a little bit. It's annoying, yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to use those mods. Alright, let's do this. Ever since the school pack came out, it's out of control. Oh no. Oh, you mean like high school years? Yeah. I can see that. I don't really like this anymore. Just gonna use stone. I'm so, you guys, I'm so, what's the word? Every time I'm like working on part of the world, I'm like, how do I make this look more realistic? I'm very like into that. I'm like, how does, you know, I have to make this look believable. So I'm like, I think we'll just do like a rocky ledge over here. I wasn't like completely feeling the whole dirt situation, so there's that. Ooh. It's having a conflict because there's too many textures, I think. Yeah, it's having a conflict. Okay, hold on. It's this one. Oh, no. I'm making it worse. Dang it. Yeah, I don't like that this program doesn't have a lot of history states, so if you make a mistake, you can't really go back too far. It doesn't look too bad though. I'm just gonna blend it in a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, this... I restructured this mountain late at night, and I'm looking at it like... Okay, let me refocus, you guys. What I'm gonna do... Okay, what I'm gonna do... I have to do this to focus more, because I'm really, like... I kind of keep... micro-editing here and there, but let me focus. I should go through parts of the world. Let me get my little notepad open. I have to like go through them individually. All right, so you guys are gonna have to help me with this. I need all eyes like on alert. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna list out the areas that are in this world. Okay, so starting over here. There's a lot of areas. There's a lot of areas, but let me see. I'll do a checklist. All right. So the first area, if I'm looking at the map like this, the first area is the island. All right. So front island. Got a plan, you guys. That's area 1. The city, main city, is the next one. Main city plus beach. So I'm going to include the main city with this little section over here. This little trio of islands with a beach. That's the main city. Next is I call it the slum island because it's kind of like the more dilapidated part of town. It's abandoned. A lot of the houses are definitely cheaper, like trailers and stuff. So affectionately, it's named the slum island. We're gonna have a lot of starter homes here. It's much older, much more run down, unfortunately. Let's see where we go from here. Let's do this. We now have the mountain. Central Mountain. Neighborhood, I'll call it. I'm like trying to type, but my Twitch overlay is in the way. I'm like trying to keep tabs on the stream here. Okay, it'll be fine. Central Mountain Neighborhood. Maybe I can exit out my stream for a second. Hold on. I'll open it on my monitor over here. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Hezekiah says, rundown houses and apartments are fun to build or renovate. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I have to edit my goals, you guys. Why did it set it to 20 subscribers? I'm like, I don't think that's happening. Why did it do that? That is so weird. All right, hold on, you guys. I'm gonna fix the goal over on. I'll just do 5. I don't get a lot of subs, but I'm like, I don't care. I don't know why it said 20. It makes me look greedy. I don't like that. It's like, why did you do that to me, Twitch? All right. So Central Mountain Neighborhood. So that's this area. Okay. Next is this. This is the military. I think I call it the military area or just military island even. I'll call it the military island. Next is the farmland. Oops. I lost my window. It's okay. Next is the farmland and the island. All right. Now, I'm going to include this area. This is going to be... Let me see. Ooh, this is confusing. Okay. I'm gonna split it up. I'll call this the west or the northwest beach. And then separately, I have the intersection to the supernatural world. Intersection to supernatural farm areas because it's 2. It goes in 2 directions. All right. We have this supernatural area. I guess the island can be part of that. Yeah, I guess so. And finally, we have the rich mountain. The rich mountain area. Okay. Okay. We got our plan. We got a lot of areas though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 areas. Okay, so let's go through them, you guys. Let me see. What can we knock out of the way here? So, honestly, I'm looking at this island over here. I think it's close. I don't think I need these, though. I'm not sold on these rock things. I don't really mind it over here. So, I think we can leave that. Let me see what this looks like. Oh. Oh, I think I like that better. I like that better without the rock. Okay. The only thing I don't like about this area, you guys, is that I didn't really make a very large lot for maybe a resort. But perhaps I can fix that. Perhaps I can fix that. Let me see. If I was the resort, I'd probably be maybe right here to get access to the beach. Let me see. Three, 6, 7, 8. We do 7 lots. I mean, that's fine. Let me see if I can fix this, you guys. Let me see. Raven says, looking good. Thank you, Raven. Raven, now I want to see you build a world. Because you have such a cool vision. Like, I love the idea of a historical world, especially like a medieval world or like a Renaissance kind of world. Okay. Little island front left. Okay. Ooh, that actually works out pretty well. 64 by 30. Yeah. That works, you guys, right? Look at that. 64 by 30, that's plenty of space. The resort can definitely fit over here now. That huge lot. For sure. We have like the tower. Like there, I remember some of the rabbit holes that came with the resort. That should be a lot of room now. Oh, no worries, Christine. No, it's okay. You can chill out. It's fine. I'm sorry you had a lot of anxiety today with work. Yeah, some stuff is relaxing. I agree. Yeah, I do watch, one of my favorite simmers recently that I do watch a lot is actually Vampire Queen. And I like Vampire Queen. Well, first of all, she's up really late. Like me. But she's very chill, very calm. She does a lot of Sims 3 gameplay, which I enjoy. And she does Sims 2 as well. So I would definitely check her out. She's also, if you're familiar with CJ, he was on the stream earlier. She also pops into CJ streams a lot. Yeah. All right, so I like that. I think that's good. We have the lighting in place. The lighting is good. Yes, no problem. Terrain. I think in general the terrain looks decent. I don't really see any like issues, right, you guys? I think it looks pretty good. I don't think there's anything I would really change. That area is a little rough, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna go back and make like some smaller adjustments overall, but I think this is good. Got some of the rocks over here. I'd probably make that area a little lower. That taper's a little odd, but let me see. Maybe this one? That little pocket is so weird. It's like, what is happening over here? I have no clue. Flat and gentle. Yeah, I don't know. It's the road. The road is what's making it hard for me to do this, because if I get too close, it'll distort. But I think I'll just leave that like that, and I'll just smooth this out a little bit. We have our waterfall. Ooh, looks very nice. Thank you, Christine. The waterfall is off. Let me see if I can fix it. Oh, man, I forgot. I think it's in here. Those are all the lots. What is the water called, you guys? Guardrail, Bridgeport, object, wall. Ooh, I don't know. I think is this? That's the rock. We have a little bit of a gap there. That's the thing I don't like about this object, though, is like, because it's so large, it's not letting me select other things, which is very frustrating. But I'd rather, like, the effect be a little bit farther back, like this. Let me see. That looks better. What do we think? Yeah? Okay. Let's do... Try to flatten this a little bit. Hold on. Ooh, this tool actually works pretty well. I do like that. So we have that, and then I guess I can just put like a few more rocks in here. Let me go back to the stream over here on Twitch. That's easier. Okay. I'm gonna keep all my tabs open. Raven says, I don't know if my computer can handle it, but I'll try. I'm currently ill, stomach flu. Oh no. I hope you feel better soon. I think I told you guys recently I had a really bad case of food poisoning, and it happened to occur right when my friend's wedding was happening. I was like, oh my god, it happened at like the worst time. I actually got, yeah, I got there, and I was so, yeah, it was hard to even walk. I had such a very high fever, but I was like, I'm already here. I'm not gonna miss her wedding. But then by the time the dinner came, I couldn't eat anything. Tiana says, I can't wait to see the builds. Are you doing them all on your own? Yes. Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to probably keep some of the builds more basic in terms of some of the houses might just be like, what's the term I'm looking for? Is it move-in ready, or is it like when you just have the appliances there? Some of the lots will remain blank. I might just put some trees on them so you can kind of like build your own if you want. But a majority of the lots, yeah, they're going to be occupied by things that I'm going to build. So it's going to be quite an endeavor. I'm like, where are these objects? Is it this? I don't know. I don't know what this object is, you guys. I'll make it part of the main area though, because it is around that space. Let me see. Now I have to remember which one I used. I don't remember. That matches. 9. You and I. No matter how many times you've heard before. Anybody playing Sims at the moment? Whoa, that is funky. I do like it here though. Let me see. More in love. Oh, there it is. I'm like, why is it not? It wasn't loading the object. Like, what's happening? All right, so there's that, and then that's way too small. That's a little too big, but we'll make it work. Make it work, you guys. Ooh, we'll do some creative sim with this world too. That's gonna be fun. We'll do some creative sim. Okay. I think that's decent. Let me just clean up the mountain just a little tiny bit. This is also part of the rich island, so just kind of smooth out those bumps. I'm gonna clean it up, but I'll do that once I get to that island. And I think that looks fine. Yeah, yeah, I think it does what it needs to do. Okay. Got the bridge here with the lights. Looking good. There's the light over there. It's a pretty small street. But I think that works. All right. We have one area down. Front Island. I'm going to make the executive decision. It is now done. Front Island is complete. All right. Let me save. This is the only way we're going to get through it, you guys. I'm going to have to force myself to focus on one area at a time, because I get so distracted by the other things I need to fix. So there's one. Let me look at other areas that I'm also close to finishing, too. This was another one. The Rundown Island. I'm going to smooth out some of this area. Let me see. Any areas that were close to being finalized, I'm going to go to make sure that they are. And then I'll go back to areas that still need a lot more work. But yeah, this area was pretty close. So let me just do this. Broken down pier. I actually like how simple this is. I was going to put like something else here, but I don't think it really needs it. And your Sims can actually get down here as well, which is great. So if you want to build like a beach or like some kind of port over here, you could, technically. But I think this area is also complete, you guys. More or less. You kind of got like a hidden path going down there. I think we got all the lights in place. Oh, hold up. Oh my god. This camera's terrible. It's very... Oh god, it's very jittery. Okay. Okay. I almost thought about leaving the road dark, to be honest with you guys. I don't know why. It just... It does look interesting if it is left dark. It kind of gives it a creepier feeling. I don't know. Maybe it's a little too dark, though. Let's do the slum island. No, let's do the the main city area, and then we'll add a couple lights and then have it change over. Let's see. This is the Bridgeport street light. So let's see. I kind of want to put one here and here. Like I said, this is one area of the game that I think they really should have thought about automating the placement of these, because it's a very tedious process. So I think there was a missed opportunity there. Especially because it's very hard to make the lights parallel to the road as you're going through all those curves. If you do a very like basic grid format, then it's not too hard, but otherwise it's very arbitrary. But thankfully I can get it fairly close. I also realized that I don't really need lights on both sides, but I guess that's kind of standard, so I guess I should do that. Ooh. I should have also had lights over here too. Okay. I think at this point, with the bridge, we should now transition to the other lights. So now we're gonna go... Oop, I actually have to use the restroom, you guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm almost back. I had to get a blanket over here. There we are. It's always my, my legs that get cold. Alright. What was I doing? Okay, I think I was adding in the lights. So we'll do... We'll do Slum Island. Alright. I don't want to add a lot of lights. This is actually too much. Why did I do so many lights? Why did I do so many lights, you guys? I don't know why. This feels a little too close over here. I think we can get by with just those two. Yeah, that's more than enough light. And I think maybe just one here, one there, one there, one there. We'll keep it nice and simple. I think it's called the Apology Street Lamp. There's two of them for some reason. Why did they make two? Why did they make two with the same name? Oh, and they look different. Oh, man. I actually like this better. Damn. I like this one better. Why? Why did they do that? Dang it. I don't like doing lamps. Let me see. What did I use over here? Oh no, I used the good one over here. But that's good though. That's good because that's the one I want to use. And then I think Supernatural probably has the other one. No! Supernatural has the right one as well. Oh, glad you're back, Alethea. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna fix it, you guys. I'm gonna fix it. It's okay. I do like this one better. I do like it better than this orange one. It's a little too perfect for my taste. So I hate doing lamps though, you guys. I really do. That's one area where I just don't like. I don't like Create a World for that, but it's okay. I have to look at it this way. It's okay if they're not like perfectly parallel, but I do want to get it fairly close. Oh, I lost it. I lost it. No, no, no. It's so weird how it just defaulted to the road. There we go. Okay. Now, ooh, that's really off. Okay. That's okay. We're going to fix it anyway. Hey, Heather, welcome in. How you doing? It was the first one, right? Yeah, it was. Okay. All right, that's good. Okay. And we'll just turn it in like that. Give that a twirl. That's pretty good. Alethea, I was tired of fried food, so I had baked some chicken, made some cornbread. Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, it's funny too because like I don't eat a lot of fried food myself. And I'm assuming by fried you mean like deep fried, like fried chicken or like French fries kind of fried food. I do like it, but I eat it like in very, very like tight moderation. I will usually only eat like deep fried food like if I go out to eat somewhere, or like fast food, but it's very rare. Like I don't even remember the last time I ate like fried food. Yeah, it's been so long I don't even know. I mean, probably the unhealthier thing that I ate recently was Chinese food, but I think that was like a month ago. And like prior to that, I had not had Chinese food in several months. It's very rare that I have Chinese food. I just had nothing else to eat in the house, and I was so busy that I'm like, I'm just gonna get it. Okay, we're on the grid at least. Okay, that's perfect. I think we need to turn this 180. That one's good. Okay, it's not gonna be bad, you guys. I got this. Oh, where was the light? Was it here? I think it was right here. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I think I mentioned this before. I would love to cook like more like Cajun and soul food. One thing I actually really love is collard greens. I used to eat it all the time when I was in college because we had different days of the week. So I think it was like, let's say Monday was like Asian food. So they had like lo mein, they had like wonton soup and things like that. Tuesday would be Taco Tuesday, so more of like a Mexican, like Latin influence, if you will. I think Wednesday was like soul food and like Southern food day, so we had like Cajun shrimp, Cajun chicken. We had like grits, the collard greens, cornbread. I think it was like we had days where it was like Southern food and soul food, and then like mixed with like Cajun or Caribbean. We had some like Caribbean days where we had like, you know, like yellow rice, plantains, like jerk chicken. But I love the collard greens they did. They did it with bacon in them. I mean, I'm not like a huge bacon person, but I love my greens. So I love things like collard greens, spinach, kale. I actually like kale, even though people don't like kale. I've wanted to make collard greens, but I've heard that it takes a long time. Like it's something that you have to do over the span of almost like overnight. But I tried to find like recipes to kind of make it faster. But I don't know. I don't know how to do that. Because I think collard greens are supposed to like, I don't know if they're supposed to marinate in something or simmer for a very long time. I don't know if you want to cook them properly. But I do miss them. I do like their taste. They're a little bit like, I think they're a little bit more bitter, on the bitter side, but I do like them. Alethea, I've been tasting grease, so that's why I had to bake the chicken. Oh yeah, that oiliness. I actually have that problem, you guys, with eating like red meat, especially like ground beef, for example. Yeah, I remember eating it recently, and LOL, I'm trying to write and my cat is looking at me like, pet me or bite. They giving off a warning. I forgot what I was saying. Hold on. What was I saying? Oh, about red meat. Yeah. I had it recently, and actually, it was not too recent. It was a few months ago, but I remember eating it in a dish. But my palate does not like the grease that is in red meat. Like, you really have to either cook it super lean or season it really well, because beef has such a strong, like, greasy flavor. It's almost like, depending on how it's made, especially like ground beef, you can almost taste like the fat, but not in an appetizing way. It almost tastes like, like very oily, almost like lard. If you've ever tried like a sliver of lard, which you shouldn't, it tastes terrible. But I don't miss it. There are very rare moments where I will have red meat. And when I was eating that beef, I was like, ooh, I can taste that grease in it. And I didn't like it. Minced meat is disgusting after it cools. Yeah, I have better experiences, Raven, with, I cook a lot with ground chicken and ground turkey, which is a lot leaner. And you don't get that very greasy taste that you'll get from ground beef. So, any recipe, like for like meatballs, for example, I make them with ground turkey or ground chicken. I don't do it with beef. I've been wanting to make like a wonton soup, and I'm also going to be using chicken, probably ground chicken for that, as opposed to like ground pork or ground beef. My mom knows how to make a really great like Vietnamese style, I think it's like a shaved beef. It's cooked well done though, so if you don't like that, it's not for you. But she does an amazing job because it's very light, it's very lean. She flavors it so well. It has like this very like peppery, slightly like smoked flavor. It's so good. I don't know how she does it. Pork ribs are my least favorite. Oh, interesting. I do, funny enough, I do like pork chops. So there are select times where I will eat a pork chop. Usually, like, my mom does a really good, like, sour cream pork chop with, like, onions. They're, like, very caramelized onions. It's really good. There's also the Vietnamese pork chop, that's, like, one of my favorite dishes of all time. That's the one time I will eat red meat, is a Vietnamese pork chop. It's made with a very savory and also like sweet and sour glaze. I don't know if I'll call it glaze. It's more of like a very like, I want to say it's a watery sauce. That sounds terrible, but it's like a very light sauce that they use on it, and it's served with like pickled carrot and daikon on rice with maybe a little bit of cucumber and like cilantro. It's so good. That's one of my most favorite dishes, and that's one of the only times that I will gravitate towards red meat. It's for that dish in particular. But otherwise, I don't eat red meat. Raven, I don't eat red meat hamburgers either. Yesterday we ordered out shredded chicken burgers, shredded after cooking, not minced. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yep. Hezekiah, pork chop is another one I don't care for. Okay, so just not like a pork person. How do you feel about beef? Got beef with beef? I think my stream froze, you guys. My stream froze on Twitch. I'm like, I'm not even on that. That was like 15 minutes ago. Let me see. Beef, no problem. Oh, that's interesting. I have the opposite problem where I'm like, I'm a little bit more hesitant with the beef. But then in certain situations, pork I do enjoy. More specifically, I don't eat cow meat, says Raven. It makes me sick. Oh, gotcha. Yes, be right back. No problem. Okay, we're so close, you guys. We're so close to finishing this area. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place down these lamps over here. I'm gonna just like eyeball it for now. That's not bad. Hezekiah says, only time I eat pork meat is sausage, pepperoni, and ground pork. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I do like, ground pork can be good. Ground pork can be good. Usually in like dumplings and wontons, I've usually eaten them like that. Okay, so there's that. The next one is this. Ground pork with pasta. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, it's funny. I just actually made a pasta recently. But yeah, instead of ground pork, I did ground... I think it was ground chicken. Ground chicken, in my experience, is usually a little less dry compared to ground turkey. But I don't mind ground turkey either. But yeah, I love cooking with ground meats. Well, in my case, like ground chicken and turkey, because you can do like, you can cook the meat directly in the pot and then retain a lot of the flavor and like the oils and seasonings and juices, if you will, if you want to infuse it in the rest of your sauce. So like the one I did, I used like linguine pasta, but then I made a sauce that had a base of ground chicken that was seasoned with salt, pepper, garlic powder, paprika, cayenne. Yeah, I think those were the primary ones. A little bit of red pepper flakes. And then I cooked 2 bell peppers with a whole tub of portobello mushrooms in there. Some spinach, like shredded really finely. And then I made a sauce out of like a canned sauce. I usually use like a 3 cheese, at least like a 3 or 5 cheese tomato sauce. I put like 1 cup of that in there. Probably like 1 cup of chicken broth to loosen it, because I wasn't going for like a thick sauce. And then I use 1 cup of Greek yogurt to give it a little bit more of a creaminess. Sounds delicious. Yeah, it's pretty good. I've been definitely eating it for sure. And then after, like, once that's in there, I'll put like more black pepper, more salt, more garlic powder. I'll add a lot of basil because I do like that kind of flavor as well. And then I actually added a can of pureed chickpeas to give it like a little bit more protein. It also gives it a little bit more of a like thickness as well, to give it like a little bit of a healthier thickness, as opposed to like utilizing, you know, flour or cornstarch. But it was really good though. I still have quite a bit in there, but I'm probably going to finish a lot of it tonight. Okay, I think this one's a little off. Yeah, I think that works, you guys. What do we think? You think we're done with this part of the world? Are we done with Slum Island? So we got our lights over here. Got the rock set in place. It's got a little bit of a shore. The sawmill. Hezekiah says, looks done. What do you guys think? Little abandoned beach. We got all of our lots in place. Got the foliage in. What do we think, you guys? Can we give it a pass? Can we leave this part of the world behind for now? I think it's done, but let's see. I think we can probably cross it off our list over here. Let's see. I'm gonna cross it off for now. I think it looks pretty good. Let me save. The next area that we're probably gonna look at is the city. The main city. I think it's fairly close. All right. Oh, we have the beach though. We got a lot of the beach. Okay. Let me go to an area that's also close to being finished. We have the military island. This one I've grappled with a lot because there are a little bit of like There are some little errors here and there. Heather looks done to me. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I've gone like back and forth with this one for sure. Let me see. Let me just make sure. Okay, that's looking good. Yeah, this area is a little weird, but I think I'll just make my peace with it. Same thing for over here. I've had to kind of hide the divots. What I can do, though, is roughen up the terrain a little bit. I'm gonna try. It's like, don't give me an error. Let's work through this. Yeah, it's very sensitive though. Look at that. I do like the other side of this more, but whoa, why does he keep doing that? What the hell? Like, that is so weird. Okay, I think it's gone now. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can play around with that too much. I do like this better, though. I do like how it looks a little bit more organic, but yeah. It's more of a minor complaint, but I think it's all right. We do have some of this area though. I'm not like completely sold on this. Let me just fix it up a little bit. I'm just gonna make it easier on myself. I don't like how it goes to grass, so I'm just using a lot of the stone texture. Create more of a mountainous look. That's all right. Let me see. We've got some soil over there, which I don't think we need. Yep, we just have this area, which is like, I don't know. Shaping is kind of weird on it. I think it's fine though. Raven, is that like the regular game that needs to be saved every so often? If so, better do it. Oh yeah, I just saved like a few minutes ago, yeah. We're good. Yeah, there are definitely like some weird, some bits of weird terrain here, but I mean, it's the military section, so I don't think we're gonna do like a lot of gameplay here. But I do like it though. I do like the aspect of it being its own little fortress, even if like some of these areas are a little odd. Maybe I should have just used those walls, you guys. Oh, it doesn't go all the way though. I think that's why I did it. I think that's fine though. There is one area, though, that's a little bit problematic. So we got most of this figured out. I do like having the sidewalk to the building. That's kind of fun. We have like this little sliver over here. Let me see. Military Island. This one. Maybe I can move this over just a little tiny bit. We're close. We're close to finalizing this area, I would say. Yep, I think that's pretty good. Townie, rocks aren't so pretty and regular. The world is made of chaos. Embrace it. Yeah, I think it's like a part of like, okay, I think I have to throw in the towel at some point. I did my best. You know, like I said, it's a military area. It's not meant to be pretty anyways. But, I mean, I think it looks cool, right? Like, it still looks cool. There is this area, though, I'm trying to fix. Because there's this really annoying hole. Again, I don't know why the Sims did that. They didn't make it a solid object, or at least close the texture on that side. But I guess I can just put, like, another watchtower there. I also thought of adding trees here, actually, which would be kind of nice. Clean town trash can? No. Planter box? I mean, that's kind of weird there. It could work. I need something chunky. I need something small and chunky. Let me see. Nah. I want it like plants almost, not flowers. Tiana says, yes! Commercial dumpster? Nah. I love it. Oh, thank you, Tiana. Ooh, look at that. We got an abandoned house? Ooh. 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 I love that. I feel like it should go somewhere else in the world. I might just add more watchtowers. Let me see. Is it down here? Watchtower? Water tower? Where are we? Wooden crates? Just to cover it up? Let's see. Look at trash can, water tower, welcome sign. We have fences. That's cool too. We don't really need it in this world though. What's this? Oh, this is a water tower. Maybe I should have put the tower over there, you guys. Because that would fix the issue, honestly. Like, if I just did this. I mean, that could work. Just cover up that little hole, you guys. I think I'll do it. I'm gonna do it, you guys. Let me see. 90. Is it 180? Let's see what I'm looking for here. There are technically 2 entrances on it, so I guess I could do it like this. Could even have it extend. Does it go into the water? No, it doesn't. Okay. I'm just gonna like build it into the wall. Like that. It definitely covers up the hole. So there's that. That's a positive. The sidewalk is off though. Let me see. Oh no, not this again. I hate that it does that. Let me see. Can I make it invisible? I wish I could lock the object because I just want to lock it. You know what I mean? So I don't select it. I want the sidewalk. Dang it. Okay. Maybe if I do this. Can I move the tower out and then select the sidewalk? I don't need that anymore. There. Okay. We fixed the problem, you guys. There we go. Ooh, I could almost make another sidewalk and make it go into the tower. That could be interesting. At least there is also space for like a smaller lot, technically. Or if I want to add trees or something. I don't think it needs it, but you can always add your own trees. You can add your own trees, you guys, if you want to. I'm leaving that to your discretion, so there's that. Put your own trees there if you want. There's a little area for that. Okay, so now that this is gone, though, I can get rid of a lot of this excess area. So let's do this. Make it a little smaller. Like right here. And I'll smooth this. This is not right, though. I need to flatten this out. At least, like, around here. And then we can have it taper off. Right. Oh, Raven, by the way, have you been using the tutorials? I did see you mention that. I forgot to reply to your message on Discord. But I appreciate you putting my channel in there. Have you been using any of the Photoshop tutorials? Can I do this? Maybe I'll do... Oh, that's so cool. I'll definitely have more. I think the hard thing, Raven, is that teaching Photoshop is difficult because every image is different. So, like, whatever settings you have on an image, like, let's say that I teach you how to do, like, color correcting, for example, it's always different. Like, it's more of, like, with Photoshop, it's learning the tools and then identifying when to use them into, like, varying levels of different, settings, if you will. It's never the same. It's never the same because it does depend a lot of time on the image. So it's all about, like I said, knowing the tools, knowing the different ways to accomplish the same result sometimes, but then figuring out which solution will work best at that time. And I'm sure you've encountered that as well, where it's like, oh, it's never an exact science of like, bump this up to 10, bump this up to 5. Exactly, yeah. With other programs, it's different though. So like, if you learn to do, something like perhaps coding, like just like basic HTML and CSS, for example, there are times where it is literally just that one option to do something. Coding does have its little openings, though, where you can actually have different solutions for the same thing, but obviously coding is a lot more black and white. It's very like objective, like, okay, if you input this code, you will always get this result if you did it correctly, versus Photoshop, it's one of those things where, like you said, you learn the tool, then adapt. You know, you'll know the method, but you'll change the parameters or the settings each time. Raven says, I didn't do well in coding, lol. Details slipped my mind. Image work actually seems more up my alley. Yeah. Yeah. Some coding is interesting because there are platforms that they're called like WYSIWYGs. Like what you see is what you get. So as you're coding live, you can see the visual product develop. So it's a lot more of a, trying to think of the right way to describe it. It's very like, it's much more transparent. The process is much more transparent because you see that translation of what you're doing. Because people who work in something like JavaScript or like coding an application, for example, that is very, very abstract, especially if you cannot see the end result. That's beyond me. I do know how to code front end. I can actually create I can code websites like fairly, like if you need a website that didn't have like very extraneous features, I can actually code it and make it responsive. I can do like the visual design part of it and then the coding, but when it comes to more of the complex like animations, more of like the back-end development, if you have like a store, for example, or like user accounts, that's beyond me. I do have the basics, 2 years of study, so I get used to hacking Sims 3 website to get store content. Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, my knowledge is based mainly in like website design, so I don't know a lot about like game coding and stuff, or like application coding, unfortunately. I don't know what else to expect. You just have to see the page coding and click the file. They left it completely vulnerable. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, if you do like view source code, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, there are also ways where certain websites for things like Instagram, for example, it's very difficult. Like if you didn't know how to do it, it's very difficult to like actually download an image file. You can screenshot it, obviously, or maybe use like another third-party app. But if you guys ever need to pull an image from something like Instagram or another website where you can't just download the image, you would do view source code and you would toggle the divs until you would highlight the portion of the website, and then there would be an IMG file with the source, and then from there you would click the link. If you guys ever needed that. I used to have to do it at times because I used to work for a company that would do restaurant branding, and a lot of times the clients wouldn't have image files ready to go. So what we would do, I would have to use that process for Instagram and pull images from their feed to mock up their website. So that's something that I used to do quite often. Is just using the view source code or the inspect, depending on what your browser is, and then you can pull the image link from there. Raven, yeah. I can't believe it was that easily accessible, though. That's something. Wow, okay. All right, let me flatten this out. Got a little bit of a bump over here. It was. Is it still broken? Like, is it still broken like that? I mean, like, I personally, like, morally, I'm like, I don't think I would be able to do that, but, I mean, I'm curious, like, did they ever fix it, or is it still broken to this day? Why is it... Okay. It was glitching for a while, you guys. I'm like, what's wrong with this? Okay. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna use sand down here. Oh my god, it was still vulnerable. You would think for being such a money-hungry company that EA would be more vigilant with that, especially because it's so old. But maybe they're just so like hyper fixated on The Sims 4 that they're not really as interested, I guess, or they're just more neglectful with the older content, I guess. That's my best guess. I really gotta cut you off. You're just another hypocrite. I swear, you guys, I mean, for some reason, like, with these K-pop songs, a lot of the Korean words, they actually do sound like Simlish. I don't know why. I think it's the way a lot of the syllables sound like when they sing, because if I listen to, like, let's say somebody speaking Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, like, I'm very familiar with, like, with the, what's the word I'm looking for, like, phonetically, I guess, like, how it sounds. But a lot of the words in Korean, they're very, like, I don't know what the word is, you guys. They're very rounded. They don't have, like, sharp endpoints. And some of the words in Simlish are similar like that. Like, they're not sharp. They don't end in sharp endings. I don't know how to say it. So sometimes I'm, like, listening to these K-pop songs, and some of the syllables vaguely sound, they do sound like Simlish to me a little bit. Raven said, I was a poor teenager with a school-donated laptop, barely functioning internet, and had a lot of free time because no friends. I figured I'd test it first, save, and pay if it was good enough. There's a game I'm crazy to play called Stray. Stray was made by an indie team. We'll never pirate it. EA, though? Screw them. I've heard about that. Is that the one with the cat in the open world? Or is that something else? I'm trying to look at the beach over here. I actually kind of like that the beach is not even. Oops. And dip it in the water a little bit. Yeah, I did see it. It does look really good. I definitely saw it. I think I saw it on Facebook pop up. It's a Cyberpunk Cat Edition. Okay. Real life cats answer to the game. Cat, it's that realistic. Oh, oh, like they react to it if they hear you playing it. Is that it? Ooh, that's not good. Okay, hold on. I don't mind it like overlapping, but it overlaps really weird right there. Maybe I should lower it. Ooh. Let me see. Oh, I should have ended the sidewalk. Why did I not? I think I just thought I would go all the way through, but I can end the sidewalk. Let me see. Oh. Oh, I did it on an angle. That's weird. Why did I do it like that? And now it's... What the heck? It was refusing to like align to the grid. Okay, Sims. All right. I see you. We're gonna work on that though. Let me see. That's so weird. I don't know why he did that. All right. Well, there we go. Raven says, yes, there's tons of videos of people playing and their cats try to interact with the TV. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Okay, now I'm gonna take this building. Let me disable this for a second. It does kind of cut in weird, I will say that. I don't know why it does that. Is it the object, you guys? I mean, technically what I can do is I can correct the terrain near it. What did I do? Oh, I just moved it forward. Hezekiah says, fun fact, when Stray first released, it got some backlash for cultural appropriation to Asian culture. Was it from the cyberpunk theme? I mean, because cyberpunk has, like, across the board, especially, like, if it's Japanese, like, there's a lot of, like, Tokyo-inspired cyberpunk, so I'm, like, unless they did something really bad, I'm, like, that theme has been explored a lot, of, like, East Asian futuristic city, you know? A lot of white people cry cultural appropriation in the name of the people who should be bothered about it. Yeah. I had this, you know, it's so funny. I had the discussion, with somebody on Facebook about Freaky Friday. You guys know, like, Freaky Friday, the 2003 film with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, they're currently redoing it. A lot of people had issues, and I don't even know, like, racially or ethnically what people specifically, but there were people that had issues with the portrayal of the two Chinese characters that were running the restaurant. And it's so funny because I've showed my mom things like that, and she thinks they're hilarious. My mom is 100% Asian. She's Vietnamese. Like, we've even showed her, like people, like, imitating, like, a Vietnamese woman in the nail salon. Like, if you're familiar with the comedian Angela Johnson. My neighbor who was Vietnamese also did an impression of them. He's like I forget the term for it, but he was born and raised here in the US, so he can speak fluent Vietnamese and also fluent English with no accent, but he was imitating the accent of, like, a Vietnamese person in a nail salon. And, like, my mom thought it was so funny, honestly. But I do agree, Raven, yeah, that does happen a lot where white people do, like, call out racism, which there's nothing wrong with doing that, of course. Like, we should be, like, you know, culturally mindful, but it's weird when that happens when the ethnic group that would be portrayed, or, like, I guess seemingly would be the group to, like, reach out if there was an issue, maybe don't find an issue with what's being portrayed, if it's a character or plot line. Because, you know, I watched it and I was like, I thought it was funny. I'm like, obviously, like, it's a fantasy movie, you know what I mean? It's like people were like, oh, they're portraying like the Asians to be very mystical, and I'm like, our culture is very superstitious. I'm like, we have a lot of folklore, we have ghost stories, we talk all the time about our ancestral spirits, we have shrines and all these things. It's like, that is not far off. Like, obviously we cannot make people switch bodies. I'm like, who in their right mind would think that? It's a fantasy movie. Like, there are fantasy films all the time about white people, like in Europe, like in medieval Europe, doing all kinds of fantastical things. It's like nobody thinks we're making like fantasy magic happen. So when they started doing the argument of like, oh, they trying to make Asians look so like mysterious and mystical, and I'm like, that actually is part of our culture, but obviously we can't make people switch bodies like that. I mean, let's use a little bit of critical thinking here, people, you know? And I really didn't see, when I was looking at the discussion, I didn't see, like, I think I only had one person that was Asian that was like, oh, I'm a little bothered by the stereotype, but I don't know. It just didn't bother me. I guess it's also because I'm like, okay, it's one of those things where it's a work of fiction. Was it a product of its time? Yes. But honestly, there wasn't anything that I'm like, ooh, there's something really bad about them. It's like, they were comedic characters, but at the same time, like, I didn't think they were like defaming Asians at all. Like, I never saw it that way. I just thought it was silly. It's just like how you can have a silly white character or black character or Hispanic character. You know what I mean? I didn't see it as like an attack, I guess. I don't know. That's my 2 cents, you guys. I didn't see the problem with it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a like a kind of a silly thing to go to a Chinese restaurant, the fortune cookies. Like, I think it's like, it's a more of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, there's a certain novelty about that if you're not trying to make it an issue, I guess. I don't know. And that's speaking as somebody who is Asian, okay? Like, my mother is full Asian, grew up in a house where I did hear her speak Vietnamese a lot. We would eat a lot of Vietnamese food, certain Vietnamese traditions we tried to upkeep. We love going to Chinatown and being exposed to like that culture. But I just personally, I didn't see the issue with it. And I know that if I showed my mom that, she wouldn't either. So, I don't know. But in a nutshell, Raven, yeah, that does happen a lot, unfortunately. Which again is not a bad thing, but to me, it usually matters more when the race or the social group or the ethnic group, whatever is being, or even religious group, even whatever demographic is being portrayed that could be problematic. It's when that community comes forward and then voices their concern, and that's when I'm like, yes, then we need to reevaluate that. Because let's say, and I could be wrong, let's say we go back to the Freaky Friday example. If there were many Asians and Asian Americans who said this scene is a problem, then definitely it's time to reevaluate. You know what I mean? Raven says, my browser froze. I'm catching up. Agree so far. I'm mocking specifically white people who go all warrior crusade for cultural appropriation when the people from the culture don't mind what's on TV. Yeah, I agree. And it's not just white people. It's people who will do that. Like, they'll try to speak on behalf of somebody else. You know, so for example, like, I don't have, I mean, at least to my knowledge, I don't have a disability, to my knowledge, or at least one that impacts me severely in my daily life. But let's say I viewed the portrayal of a disabled character. Let's say, like, I think his name is Artie from Glee, the kid with the glasses that was in a wheelchair. If I voiced an opinion on that and said, oh, that's wrong, like, that's a very harmful portrayal, obviously we all have a right to our own opinion, but my word is, as somebody who doesn't really have a disability like that, or doesn't really know a lot of people with that disability per se, I feel like my word doesn't carry the right, like, weight or the right validity to voice that opinion. Like, I can have my opinion, but obviously somebody who has a disability, maybe somebody who is wheelchair bound, I feel like their views and perspectives would be more valid than mine. So it's like, I have the right to my opinion. I could be right, I could be wrong, I could be somewhere in the middle, but to me, I'm gonna look to those people who are being represented and see what they truly think about that. You know, same thing with and this happens a lot, you guys. Like, for anybody who likes like queer fiction, I personally have a huge issue, and I'll be honest with you guys, I have a very huge issue with a lot of there's a lot of women, there's a lot of female or like female identifying writers that write gay male characters. And it's frustrating because, you know, I'm gay, I'm a gay male myself. I've obviously dated other gay men, and I know other gay men personally, like on an acquaintance or friendship level. And a lot of times it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm looking at these characters that, especially like heterosexual, like straight female authors write, and the characters, a lot of times, they're not necessarily bad. They're not necessarily like bad characters, but they're not written very authentically. Usually what I see, if you compare like a true gay male author or maybe like a bisexual male author, if you will, speaking from experience, like their portrayal of a gay character, at least in writing, is far more accurate than the straight female. Or even if the woman is queer, but let's say, unfortunately, it's just female writers that obviously, like, they're just not going to write the gay characters authentically. I'm sorry. Like, unless they really sit there and like have maybe a gay brother, family member, friends where they can actually help them write, it just doesn't come across the right way. Usually the characters are very stereotypical. They're very like, they act very much like a little ditzy, like very love struck, like, ooh, oh my god, like he's so handsome, oh my god. Like they're very like, it's gonna sound really bad, it's a very womanified version of a man, of what they think a gay man is like. And then if you actually read a book written by a gay man, those gay characters will act differently. It's not about like, oh, is the gay character portrayed like femininely or like masculinely or somewhere in the middle. It's not about that. It's about the way the characters act and how they truly feel, what it really is like to be a gay man, and some of the struggle with that. Whereas when typically females write these gay characters, they're very romanticized. They're very like, they do border on like more character archetypes than they do like authentic characters. And it's just really frustrating. Yeah, exactly, Raven. It's very frustrating. Raven says, I understand your point. They write it for the emotional connection, not the sex. But of course, a woman can't know what it's like being a man, so a lot gets wrong. Yeah. Tiana says, yeah, I read Yaoi, I think it's called. It's a lot of female written books, and a lot of bad crap happens. I'm not going to say on here, but you get the gist. Yeah, so it's really too bad, you guys, because like on one hand, it's a thing where, let me try to work on this at the same time. I appreciate that we get exposure, like we have more representation for the queer community, but at least in queer fiction with gay novels, and this happens a lot, unfortunately, a lot of female written gay fiction becomes much more popular. And, you know, inherently there's nothing wrong with that. We're still getting representation, but I don't think people get the right idea of how a gay man acts or feels, or like what that struggle is like. And if you guys want to know like good like gay fiction that is like realistic and you can actually feel like, because I've read these books, it's one of those things, it's like I've read those books, I'm like, oh my god, that does feel like me as a gay man. Whereas I read something by like Becky Albertalli, for example, who did Love, Simon, I'll be real with you guys, it was a cute story, I loved it, I think it was really sweet, but you just don't get that authenticity that you get from somebody like Adam Silvera, who actually is a gay male. He wrote They Both Die at the End, and when you read the dynamic of those characters, you still feel like the different types of gay characters that are there. You do have one that's more shy, maybe more feminine, and then you have one that's a little bit more edgy, more masculine, but they feel believable and the chemistry is believable. It's not this weird like, oh my god, he's so hot, now I have to follow him everywhere. It's like, we don't act like that, or at least not myself or not other gay people that I know act like that. All right. So if you want to read some good books, I do recommend Adam Silvera. Like, mostly everything that he writes is really good. I think there was another author by the name of Bill Konigsberg that I did enjoy as well. Yeah, so there's a duology called Openly Straight and Honestly Ben. It's a very interesting set of books that explores two young men. One, I think, is one of them, they're both, I think, in either like a boarding school or college. One of them was gay, or one of them is gay. He graduated high school, but he wanted to hide his sexuality in college to see if it would make his life easier. And then the other guy was presumably straight, but then he started developing feelings for the guy that was hiding his sexuality. And the books actually shift perspective between the first book being the guy who was open in high school but then chose to hide it in college, and then it flips to the other guy in the second book who thought he was just straight and then started to realize, oh, my sexuality is actually different. I'm starting to feel a certain way about the other character. So they're really interesting because you get to see almost like two sides of the same story, but the story does progress. So it's not like you're going back in time and re-experiencing it through the other person. You do get a little bit of that, but the story does continue further after that point. So that's a really good set of books by Bill Konigsberg called Openly Straight and then Honestly Ben. And then Adam Silvera, obviously, his most popular book is They Both Die in the End. The other one that's really good too is History Is All You Left Me, which is about a young gay couple where one of the boyfriends dies, and the whole novel is him reflecting on that process. And I think there is a little bit of him moving on to a new relationship after, but it's really interesting. It jumps between present and past. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. Hezekiah, oftentimes Hollywood doesn't do a good job in representing gay characters versus what I see in indie movies. Yeah, indie movies are really good, surprisingly. Yeah, if you want like good gay representation, you got to go for those indie movies. Even ones on YouTube, funny enough, they're really good. I had a bunch of them saved up, but I have to watch them because they are pretty good. Tiana, and always in the yaoi, the bottoms are written a certain way. Oh God, I'm scared. I'm scared, Tiana. Oh my God. Yeah, I found out some interesting information about that. I don't know how much I want to talk about it on stream, but like, yeah, there are definitely certain stereotypes. I think usually the stereotype is the person who is receiving it is usually the more feminine one, and then the one who is giving it is more masculine. But I remember talking to some people in the gay community, and you know, they say that a lot of that is a lie. You know, I have spoken to people who are more like active, you know, who are more active in the community in that way, and they say no, like that's a very wrong stereotype that happens, and I think it's because of the whole gender role thing where, you know, they've been like, oh, I've seen people who gived it but are much more like submissive or more gentle, and then people who've received it who are actually much more demanding and in control. So it's like you can't really like put yourself in a box, and that goes beyond, you know, just a gay relationship. Could be a, you know, like a, I don't know what the term is, like lesbian or sapphic relationship, like women with women. Could be with a heterosexual relationship. Like, I think we just have a very, like, society still has a very narrow perception of like how certain individuals should work in a relationship, like how they should act, what their gender role should be. So yeah, I can see that being a problem in that kind of fiction. Raven said, I had a gay best friend for 5 years, like really close. Sleepovers on the same bed type of best friend, and I saw his struggles up close and personal. Aw, I moved countries, so we lost contact. That sucks. Raven says, share the name. Yeah, okay. Let me do that. Let me do like a be right back sign, and then I'll post it on Discord before I forget. So they're really sweet books. I think they're fairly clean. I don't remember. There were like some mentions of sex, but the books are fairly clean. It's not like an erotica. I would just say these are like realistic, like queer realistic fiction, queer coming of age type of novel. Like that's what I would call it. I'll post it in my Let's Talk Art and Culture and tag you guys in it in case you guys want to check it out. And you can listen to an audiobook. You don't have to read the physical book if that's not your thing. I listen to the audiobooks for most of these, and it makes it really endearing in a way because people are acting it out, which is cool. I do kind of like that. I'm going to tag all of you guys in there that are in the conversation. Gay male authors I recommend are Adam Silvera and Bill Konisberg. I know that there were a few more, but I have to go back to my... It used to be Scribd. I used to have a Scribd account. It's now Everand. I'd have to look up some of the other books. Oh, yeah. There was one called... At the Edge of the Universe, I think. Was it Sean David Hutchinson, I think? That one was really good. That was like a speculative fiction book. I didn't like how it ended, but the book was really good. Another really good portrayal of a gay relationship, but it has more of a science fiction edge a little bit. Yeah, I think it's called At the Edge of the Universe by Sean David Hutchinson. Yep. Yes, no problem. Get your dinner, Raven. Raven says, man, all my books have some element of explicit behavior. Being clean or not, either is good by me. Hezekiah, I wouldn't use that word. Which is the SCX? I don't know. At some point, I'm like, I'll let YouTube or Twitch do its thing if I get blocked out. I don't know. I know that like social media platforms are very finicky lately, but I'm like, well, I guess I'll just use it sparingly until there's an issue. The queer word? What do you mean? I don't think it's gay. Is it les? I think some people are moving towards the like the sapphic term. I just don't like using it because I don't know exactly what it's referring to. I think it's referring to like just female and female relationships. I think. Ooh, chicken soup in my cauldron mug. Yeah, you you might have to just message me the word. I don't think I said anything bad. I definitely don't use the F word. One thing though that I will say is very frustrating, like especially as a content creator. Obviously, I don't live like chronically online. I do keep up with a lot of stuff, but it's hard because, and that's where you guys can probably help me. Oh, that word specifically. Oh, well, a lot of people do use that word though, but I do know that people are. Some people don't like it because it was originally like a little bit more derogative, but then people turned it into like more of a collective word, I guess. I don't know. I don't think that's a bad word though. Like for the majority's sake, I guess. I know some people don't like it, but it literally is part of the LGBTQ. Yeah. I don't think we would include that in the acronym if it was. So I do know what you mean, Hezekiah, because I did hear about that too, that some people are still a little bit like not that. Like I know, for example, and I had to change the name of one of my videos. The term GYPSY, I did not know for a long time that was actually considered a slur. I've heard that some people, similar to the word queer, I've heard that some people actually do take pride in using that G word to describe themselves because they're trying to like reclaim the word and give it a better connotation. But I had like received some comments to not use that word because I did have a bill that it wasn't even meant to like portray Romanian people. It was just the aspect of having caravans, but I used the G word and people were like, ooh, you shouldn't do that, it's a slur, and I didn't know. But it's so hard. See, that's the frustrating thing, you guys, with things like language and culture. Like, things change so much. Like, there are even times where I might talk about celebrity, I'm like, oh my god, are they canceled? I'm like, should I not mention them? I'm like, I don't know, you guys. Yeah, I like using that word personally because it's a little more convenient. It's like it's just faster to like verbalize the LGBTQ plus because usually I botch it if I talk fast. So I use that word to like collectively refer to the community, and I think that's the problem is we don't really have another word because it's either the acronym or you have to be specific. You know what I mean? Like gay, lesbian, pan, you know, bi, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just easier to have a collective word, whereas like neurodivergent, that includes a lot already. We don't really have a word that describes us, so we use that word. You know what I mean? Like, I understand like if you don't personally like it, but it's just very common that people do use that word these days to just collectively refer to the community, because it's very exhausting, because if you don't use that and if you're just trying to refer to those individual groups, then people will get upset because you've left them out with your verbiage. So it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I just use it personally. Like if you don't feel comfortable, I can refrain from saying it, but I do use that if I do talk about these matters like in my regular life, you know. And for the most part, people do seem fine with the word. I'm not like a huge fan of the word myself. It doesn't really like faze me to use it, but I do see where you're coming from. There are a lot of celebrities I don't like, but it doesn't offend me if mention them. Raven says it's not my place to say if it's good or not. What about the traveler people? There are 12 tribes calling all of them Romani. It must be so racing for other tribes. Oh, I didn't even know that. See? I didn't know. Is like one of them Romani and the others are different? Because if so, then yeah, that will be pretty problematic. That's like, because that would be like calling all Hispanic people Mexicans, and it's like, whoa, that's not correct. That's not correct. Is it the same thing where like one of the tribes is truly called the Romani and then the other tribes have different names? I just thought Romani because of Romania, but I'm assuming that they do they also like inhabit other countries? Like, I don't know a lot about their culture. You know, obviously we have like the very like stereotypical perspective of like Romani people, or the G word, for example. And it's funny too, because when I made that lot, this was a long time ago, you guys. This was like when I first started the channel. I was not trying to depict like, you know, Romani people, the travelers. Like, I was not trying to pick their culture. I like the aspect of having like these little mobile homes, and it was like a fantasy thing. It wasn't meant to represent anybody. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, you said there's not a good term for it. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, there's always like, okay, we need to look for better terms, you know, or create a term. It's, yeah, it's tricky too, because then you have like the discussions with I use the term indigenous because I feel like that's a better term. Like, it's so hard, like, finding the right verbiage for, like, indigenous, like, referring to indigenous people in the U.S. Because you can say, like, Native Americans, but it's, like, it feels weird because I'm pretty sure, like, America, like, the name was, like, European derived, and it's, like, well, I feel like it's weird to say Native Americans when that's not their term for the land, to my knowledge. Like, it seems a little bit like out of place. It doesn't feel correct to do that. So we have like, we will say like the Great Nations. I do say indigenous a lot because sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I use indigenous like if I'm referring to like the Great Nations or the tribes here in the US. I will just say indigenous usually because I'm like, I don't know per se like what's the more correct term or what works more effectively. But I do prefer like, I think the thing is, like, I think the Great Nations, I believe, is the most politically correct way. And then from there, like, indigenous Americans, maybe, or Native Americans. I know Indians is, I don't like that word because that was like a misconception, because I remember when the Europeans were trying to find an alternative trade route to India, or at least like that part of like Asia, Southeast Asia, to my knowledge, they thought they had stumbled upon a part of India. So they named the people of the Great Nations, the indigenous here in the US, and, you know, of course, this part of the world, they named them Indians, American Indians. And it's like, no, there was no connection there. That's wrong. So yeah, I hate that. I hate that. That's probably the worst term. At least, I mean, I'm speaking as someone who's not indigenous. Like, that's probably the most incorrect term to use, to be like, oh, the Indians, the American Indians. And it's like, oh, God, you're gonna give them a name that they didn't choose. That's not what they call this land, and they're not Indians. You just use like a, I don't know how to say it. You just used a wrong label completely, and you just normalized it, but it's so wrong. Hezekiah, Raven says First Nations is the one I saw them use. Oh, that's a cool name. I like that. Yeah, because they're the ones that, you know, the society is the civilization that was originally here. Absolutely. Yeah, they thought it was India. Yeah. It's like, oh God, and you're still gonna use that term. It's like, oh man, like that's, I don't know why you would continue using the wrong term. That's just so, like, to me it's stupid, honestly. Hezekiah, I've seen a lot of backlash from the Latin community when they tried to use Latinx. Yeah, no, my ex is Mexican, and he saw that. He's like, where did this even come from? He's like, you know, Hispanic or Latin was fine. Where did this Latinx come from? Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know why they did that. It's kind of strange, but I don't know. All right, let me get back to this, you guys. Well, I guess the moral of the story is, you know, it doesn't hurt to ask. You know, I think we should give people grace, because I think people do. Like, I've made mistakes before, too. I made some mistakes before, too, where it's like, oops, like with the G word, like, I didn't know. I think what I hated though is that people were very some people were very like aggressive. Like I had gotten I forgot what it was. I think I had gotten a comment from somebody who was of that ethnic group, and I don't know, I guess they just weren't as understanding, because it's like, you know, I'm fine with you know, apologizing and being educated, but it's the fact that some people like attack you, the GYPSY, that hurt, because it's one of those things where it's like, I really didn't know, and they were going really hard on me. I think it was in the gallery, and I had to delete it because I'm like, it's like, if you had a problem with me, I'd rather you like email me about it and just explain like, oh hey, just so you know, like, I would refrain from using that word. It's not respectful. Like, you can refer to us this way, or maybe use this word instead. But it was like, oh, how dare you use this and try to represent our people? I'm like, I did not say I was representing Romani people or any related group, you know. So I apologize for using the wrong word, but it's like, I think you have the wrong, like the wrong, I guess, idea of what happened, where it's like, yes, I'm human, I made a mistake and I want to learn, and I apologize for that, but you don't have to, like, it was very aggressive. I think it was very aggressive. So unfortunately, I didn't have a way to like speak to that person, because on the gallery you can't message the person who comments. There's not really a way to do that. But yeah, I was more thankful for somebody who did reach out and just told me, oh hey, like, this is a great bill, but just so you know, like, I would just change your verbiage, because this is not like a very respectful word to refer to these people. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I'm sorry, like, let me fix that, you know. Which I hope I did fix it. If not, I'll just end up taking down the bill. It's not a big deal, but yeah. Raven, it's like some people crave violence in the worst scenario instead of being open to conversation. Yeah, exactly. I think it's always, that's the thing that, like, to this day, that's one thing that will always, like, really tick me off, is when, especially when it's me or like someone close to me, where somebody is like accused of something, or people like immediately go to like, oh, this person had the worst intention. I think that's really unfair. I'm definitely a person where, when things like that happen, I really try to give the person grace, give them the benefit of the doubt. You'll know, like, if you're really being intelligent and mature about the situation, and usually a little bit like, if you're being a little bit empathetic to the situation, you'll know when somebody's being malicious. I did not use that word maliciously. I didn't make fun of the word or the Romani people, for example. So I was like, I feel like this person's taking this too far. I think they took it too hard, and they thought, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were thinking, but I was just seeing that comment. I was like, whoa, okay, they have the wrong idea here. You know, I made a mistake. I'm human. I want to learn, but I don't think I deserved. It was almost a little threatening, of like, oh, how dare you represent my people like this, or what gives you the right to think this and that. I even had posted a comment on the video apologizing for it, saying, you know, I didn't try to represent Romani people. I wasn't aware the term was controversial. I had heard that some people were trying to like change the perception of that term to a positive. So I was like, I didn't realize it had that kind of flashback. And they were even mad at the apology. I'm like, that's so unfair. Like, I'm literally telling you, like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to learn about this and have a better understanding. So I even sent a comment like, please forgive me that I used this word in the video. You know, and if there was enough people where it's like, this is really a problem, then I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to remove it completely. But they were mad at the apology even. I was like, okay, well, there's no resolution here. I cannot, how do you expect me to like learn from this and have a discussion with you when you're just like, what's the word, like berating me about it, like attacking me? And I'm like, oh man, well, I don't know what to say, you know? And for some reason, I had like 2 or 3 of those comments, and I was not, like, even to this day, I'm not a popular builder or a popular YouTuber, and I've seen other people either in the gallery or on YouTube use that term when describing their build, and I was like, man, I just have bad luck. Yeah, I don't know. I can't satisfy everyone, yeah. I think it's yeah, Hezekiah. I think what's hard to Raven is the fact that it's also a thing where if this person, I believe them if they did say that they were Romani or they were one of the traveling peoples, if you will. I do believe like that was their heritage, or like their family, that was their heritage, but it's like I live on the other side of the world. I'm like, you know, especially with our American education, like our education, like I'm probably one of those anomalies where, do I know a lot about the world beyond the United States? Not quite, but I think in general I have like probably a little bit more cultural awareness than like the average citizen, if you will. But I'm like, I don't know everything about these other countries, so it's like it's a little bit like out of touch for that person to react that way, because it's like I live on the other side of the world, like we have so little exposure to your culture. So I'm like I said, I am fine with accepting that there was an error, but it's like they should have a little bit of perspective themselves, where it's like if I live like in their country, then obviously I would know, or if I lived in an area that had more of that ethnic group, like more of that community, then I would obviously be exposed to it and know more about that and know a more respectful way to address them or something like that. But it's one of those things where it's like we don't have like Romani people in the US. We're not taught about Romani people, so whatever we see, unfortunately, is through the media, and maybe we'll just see a little bit in a documentary. Unfortunately, a lot of it is very stereotypical. Usually that's when stereotypes are bad, because it's, you know, they've been painted in a negative light usually. So it's like, yeah, it sucks. But I mean, like I said, we're human, we're learning, you know, give people grace, but you know, of course, we still want to learn and be respectful. But yeah, I never talked about that because I was very like, for a while I sat there with those comments and I was very like, I don't know what to do about this. Like, I feel terrible that like somebody felt disrespected, and the video was already there and I couldn't really like go back and change it unless I tried to cut like portions out. So I don't know, I was very torn. It bothered me for a long time. Ooh, I'm gonna fix this with a little bit of pavement. Let me see. Can I just go like this? Ooh. It doesn't really match, but let me see. Maybe this? Ooh, that really doesn't match. I was trying to find a better option. Let's see. Ooh, we don't have anything that matches this texture. It's too like concrete. It's too, yeah, it's too much like concrete over here. It's weird, you guys. I don't know why that one little area sticks out. I'm like, is my terrain not level? I don't think so. I think it's pretty flat. It's annoying though. It's such a strange thing that it does. All right, at the very least, after all of that banter, I will try to finish this island. I mean, it's important though. I mean, we do get on these topics quite a bit where It's been a while actually, but we do get a lot of we do have a lot of talks about these topics, which I think they are still definitely important discussions to have. More social awareness. Okay. I don't know what to do about that. I solved one problem and then I opened another. We can't win in this game, you guys. What do we think? Should we just leave it like that? I could put like maybe some bushes over here or something. I don't know. It's weird. I could just do the sidewalk, but I think the sim will like walk through. I think the sim will walk through the pavement over here, like the concrete, if you will. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, is that a good solution? I don't know, you guys. What do we think? What do we do about this? I'm really trying to figure out what to do here. I could just paint that texture that I had. I could just do this one. I don't know if that's better. I could even like paint a little bit of it too. If I want it to, ooh, I could make it flat. Yeah, right, Hezekiah? It's a thinker. I'm like, I don't know. Let's see. Ooh, I don't mind that. So, I mean, if it leaks over, I don't think it's that bad. What do we think, you guys? Like, just giving it like a base kind of thing? I could do that. Oop, it's not working now. Oops, nope. It's funny, it doesn't honor what it says, you guys. It doesn't honor it at all. The tool lies. It says like, oh, it's like, let's make a hard edge, but it actually goes beyond what you're painting. Also, I'm sorry to my friends over on Twitch that are watching. Unfortunately, Twitch is very strange, you guys. It's been acting up, so it's been disconnecting a little bit. So thanks to everybody who was able to thank you to all of you who were able to like get back on the stream. I know it's a little finicky. 1 second, you guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. Go out. Oh, I love this song. I love to you. Wait a second, now it's not working. What the heck? It kind of works. so weird. Okay. I'm like, this tool is a lie, you guys. It doesn't work in the way you think it would. Let me do this a little bit more over here too. I complained and it broke. I'm afraid so. I mean, I'll live with that little divot, I think. Again, it's the military area. Like, it's not meant to be, like, very pretty and everything, so I think I can survive. I will live. I will live with that. I'll be okay. What happened? Let me lower the strength. Hold on one sec. Let's do that. Okay. I said that right after you said it. It's the military. It meant to be pretty. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What do we think, you guys? Do we like that? Like a little bit of a concrete foundation to it? That's the best solution I have. I mean, we could go without it technically and just use the blip, but I don't know. I guess it makes it look a little bit more official that it kind of locks into the ground like that. We might be able to call it a day on this. I don't like this thing though. I don't know why. I hate like the way it stretches the textures. Raven says it looks good. Sounds good to me. Let me see. This I do like this mountain tool, but it's very rough. Maybe I should use the hill tool instead. Yeah, I should use the hill tool more, just to make like smaller bumps. Why is that area so weird? I guess I kind of made it that way. If the man wasn't my husband already, I'd marry him again. My husband cooks so good. Yes, it is great when your partner is a really good chef. think I'll just paint like a little bit more grass in here and just be done with it. Okay, I think that's good. I think I need to let it go now. Let it go. Alright, so it looks like we got that down, you guys. Let's call it a day. Military Island is good. The Rich Mountain area needs a lot of work. Let me see what else is next. The only thing I'm really missing here, you guys, is I did not, finesse some of the ground, but it's not bad, I think. I think the terrain looks all right. Let me see. Yeah. Area 51. Yeah, let's try to finish the farm, and then I think I'll head out for the evening, you guys, because I do have to get some work done. Oh, hey, Lady Oaks. Nice dockyard. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, so this was that area. I don't know. Why does it like just randomly dips up for some reason? Let's see. So I could do a hill. Raven said, for our wedding anniversary, he made a Brazilian dish similar to shepherd's pie made with sweet potato. The filling was garlic sausages diced in tiny cubes. It was delicious. Yeah, that does sound really good. I love shepherd's pie. Lady Oaks, it's giving foothills of the mountains where I live in West Virginia, but in a good way. Ooh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to make this fairly believable. Obviously, like I have a lot of creative liberty with the terrains and whatnot. The different types of like geography, I guess is the better word. Geographic formations, but there was a really funny post, Lady Oaks. Oh my god, my stream is like not. There we go. It's not picture in picture. There was this really funny post I saw somewhere, and in the post, it was making fun of how like certain maps and games have such a hard cut when it comes to like different biomes. So like you'll be in a desert, and then all of a sudden like you just like walk like a few yards and you're into like Iceland with like glaciers everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, that does happen a lot in games where like it's very unrealistic how they transition to different types of areas. And then you go from like the glacier to like the tropical beach, and you're like, wait a minute, what? There needs to be like a gradation. You know, I feel like it's like, okay, like, you know, glacial, cold area, then becomes more of a temperate forest, and then we get to more of like maybe the more tropical area after that or something, you know? Boom, ice and then desert, yeah. I would not like playing in a Sims 3 world that was like that, where it had just very weird transitions like that. It'd be very like unrealistic. Yeah, no logical sense. Yeah, I try to make like probably the more liberal things I've taken are like the mountains and stuff. there's a big flat mountain over here, but I mean, maybe they developed it like that. This is definitely the richer area, so a lot of construction went to like flattening the mountain per se. But I mean, I think the rest of it looks, I feel like it looks believable. Like obviously I have creative liberties. I'm not a geographic expert, but I think it looks fairly realistic. Into the Future did it well. That's the one expansion pack I didn't have. I'm not into future gameplay for some reason. I don't like the whole like, especially like, how do I say it? I'm just not like into like sci-fi stuff a lot, but I've heard the pack is really good. Let me see the world, because I know it does turn into a desert, doesn't it? In some part of it. Oasis Landing, is it? I do see it. It kind of like dries out because it's like a little, it looks like a little oasis, but then you can tell like as you go away from the city, it dries up. It's very much like a desert, I think. Oh, it's also a dam as well. Like there's a retaining wall there. I love the sculpting on those mountains. Like as you go farther away from the world, like it looks so good. I don't even know how to do that with terrain. It looks so good though. Yeah, no, it's really beautifully designed, the world. I've seen gameplay in this world, and as you go farther away, you get to like the very old houses that are like our era. That's cool. Lady Oak says, if the world is pretty and the Sims routing is nice, I don't care because well-routed Sims 3 worlds are hard to find, even the ones made by EA. Yeah. I think Sims 3 creators are really adept though. Like I have not come across worlds where there are like weird biomes like that. Like, yeah. They're usually really well designed, to be honest. Like I don't see a lot of bad worlds out there. One thing I don't like about some custom worlds, and I think it's more of a learning curve thing, where some people make worlds and they're like, how do I say it? You start with like a square, pretty much. Like a lot of your world starts as a square. And some people, I guess it's because it's like I said, it's a learning curve thing, and I had to really like learn how to fix that myself. It's like the world can look very unnatural, like if you don't really take away from those really hard edges of like, oh, you're on a square. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of time to terrain sculpt, you know, and obviously like if I zoom out, like you can tell the world fits within a square, but it's not like a very hard edge of like, oh, we're living on a slice of American cheese. You know what I mean? Some people do it for like the effect of it, like they like that very like blocky look, but I do notice it like for some people who've like just started making worlds where they do have a lot of the harder edges of the original terrain, which it's not hard to correct, but it does take a lot of time, and it's hard to make it look more realistic as opposed to like a square or a rectangle. Raven says, there's a creator on the old Sims mod site, the name escapes me right now, that remapped Isla Paradiso and the Vampire City since the routing was so bad. Oh, I can see that with Isla Paradiso because of all the mountains. Yeah. Lady Oaks, I know Little Miss Alligator made a kick butt world, and it was nice for, I think, her first Sims 3 world. Ooh. Lady Oaks says, this world is so nice, you did a really good job so far. Or you did really good so far. Thank you, Lady Oaks. I mean, it's a lot. Like, if you saw like if you saw some of the earlier screenshots, like it was looking really doughy looking. Originally, you guys, the world, I think, only had, like, when I first started, it was just the city, the mountain, a little bit of this, and only a tiny bit of this mountain. I didn't have these islands over here. I didn't have this fully done. I think I had some of this island, but I didn't have a lot of the farmland. I didn't have, like, the military center. Like, a lot of it was gone. I didn't have the beach. I love the shapes and the waterways. Thank you, Lady Oaks. I think that's the fun part. I love bringing in the little details. I liked adding the bridges over here, and then there was also the bridge that I showed some of you guys earlier. I used the bridge from the Supernatural pack because it does go into a more like forgotten part of town. You can see it's a little bit like murkier. There are some dead trees and whatnot. I have to fix a lot of the terrain over here, but there's that. There's like a lost beach. There used to be a little bit of a dock over here that's gone. I'm gonna keep fixing this, by the way, but yeah. Maybe add some brambles in the water. Raven, back to lurking. My book won't write itself. Yes, no. Right on. Yeah, this hill tool is actually pretty good. I should have used this tool more so than the mountain tool, because the mountain I think was a little bit too harsh for what I was trying to do with some of these smaller details. Yeah, I guess like the best advice I can give you guys if you ever want to make your own world, the best thing you can do to make like more realistic terrain is to use either hill, steep, or mountain at a very low strength and 0 fall off. And then once you make those peaks, use smooth or smooth gentle to fix those really harsh like polygons that stick up from the mesh. That's my best piece of advice for you guys if you ever want to do this. Because I was really bad. Like a lot of my... Let me see if I have a portion of it that's not fixed. This is like not too bad. The mountain I have to rework though. So like if I look at the terrain like over here, it's not really that great. I'm still having to rework this because I did this earlier on. All this stuff I don't really like because I didn't know how to control the tools. So I think like for here, for example, I'm just going to flatten it out. I'm going to make it more... probably more tapered. Let me see. Like this. I don't like this little... Let me see. It's okay. I don't really mind. I need to fix it, though. I gotta come back to it. It was early on. I have to add more shape to the mountains. Some of those peaks are a little weird, but... yeah. I'm probably just too nitpicky, you guys. I'm probably just too nitpicky. It's like, raise your hand if you think I'm nitpicky. Is it fine and I'm just being too obsessive with it? I'm probably just being too obsessive with it. Yeah, I do like this farm area a lot, though. Yeah, no, I think the sculpting is fairly close over here. Let me just bring back some little divots. Raven's writing, she's like, nope, nitpicky. Fair enough. I would think of map making like painting. The longer you look at it, the more you want to change it. Yeah, I think so. That makes sense. I'm entering a valid value. Yeah, 3 is good. Just to add a little bit of bump. Can't really talk much. Same about my book. Yeah, I know. That's the problem of being a creative person. Like, we get really hung up on details and we're hypercritical. We're hypercritical. Yeah. But we care. It's because we care about the craft, you guys. We're passionate about what we're making. Sometimes too much. Let me make it a little bit bigger. That's fine, and then we'll do... I think I was pretty happy with this little island. I do like the little bit of like stone there. It's a little bit over here, which is, I guess, that's fine. I didn't add any like things over here, which is weird. Huh. Yeah, I didn't add any like smaller bushes or anything. Let me see. I don't like the clustering of the trees. Not what I did, but more so like the way this functions. I have to keep unclustering them. Sometimes it doesn't even work. No, see, it didn't even work. I don't know where these trees are. Small mountain island back? Oh, small island beside farms? Is it this one? Oh, good lord. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where this is, you guys. I'm just gonna uncluster it everywhere. Okay, okay, I think I got it now. I was like, where the hell is this? Oh, you know what I am missing, you guys? I'm missing the fence. And I'm not, what's the word? Yeah. I think it stops here, you guys. I don't have the energy to do the... I don't like doing fencing either in this thing. It's just very tedious, so I think this is a... This is another day problem, but I think it's looking good. Let me see. We have fencing here. That's done. Yeah, we're missing a lot of fencing, though. I don't like doing the fencing, but it's okay. We'll do it next time. All right. So it looks like, you guys, we finished the front island, the slum island, and the military island. So it's progress. It's slow, but it's progress. If you guys want, what we can also do is maybe next stream, we can take a break from the world a little bit. And we can create some sims. We can create some families for this world. I think that'll be a nice change of pace. What do you guys think? I did have 5 families already that I did make for the world. So we do have a little bit of a head start. I love the communal garden. Sounds good. I do like the idea of that. Not sure where that will be, though. Probably in the farmland. I'll have to figure it out. But that is all for today, you guys. It has been fun, though. And some deep discussions as well. 3 parts of the world that are done. I'll see if I can work more on this off stream as well, because, you know, it's a lot of like micro adjustments. So after a while, it gets a little boring, unfortunately. Yes, thank you for coming in, Lady Oaks. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. But yep, I'll give a nice little bird's eye view before we go. Everything so far. We're also close to finishing the city, I should say that. We're close. It's the beach area that's like, I need to spend a little bit more time on. Yes, take care, you guys. I will see you in the near future. I plan to come back probably maybe Sunday evening. We'll see. I think I will have some other commitments this weekend, so we will plan accordingly. Take care, Raven. Yes, have a nice evening as well. Good luck with your writing. And yeah, keep an eye out on Discord, you guys. I will definitely announce sometime as well. I'll probably announce on YouTube. Love, I can't wait to see you play it and maybe let us too. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Lady Oaks. Alright, well, that is it, you guys. As always, this has been Townie Streams, signing off. So, see you guys later. If you guys are on Twitch, I will probably raid out to somebody. Alright, so see you guys next time.